This is Gangadhar and we are discussing what straight lines. Yeah, we are discussing angular bisectors in particular. And now we see the last class. We ended the session with 44th point where finding angular bisectors containing a point P. Okay, I stopped with that in the last class. Okay, so that is 44th point. Now in this class I am just reminding that 44th point and then I continue from there. Okay, so most probably I will plan to conclude or complete the total straight lines with 50 points, right? So 44 to 50 they are straight lines, right? And day after tomorrow we have an examination, so I will allow you to ask your doubts at the end of the session, right? Or in the tomorrow's class again, right? And now just look there. See if the lines are L1 and L2 and its bisectors are L3, L4. And in the last class we discussed about the way of finding bisectors, and the equation of bisectors are like this. Yeah. See, coming to the diagram, how the situation is located in the sense, if I have two lines like this, L1 is one line, L2 is one line. So here a pair of angles are equal and here another pair of angles are also equal. So we have a chance to draw one bisector and another bisector like this. Okay, and we mentioned these bisectors as L3 and L4. Now as in 44th point we mentioned that, consider a point P. Consider a point P, and this point P is somewhere in this coordinate system, is somewhere in this plane. Okay, it may be in this region, or maybe in this region, or maybe in this region, or maybe in this region. We don't know exactly. Okay, for suppose if you say the point P is here, just you say it like that. If you say the point P is here, then this bisector is usually termed as bisector containing point P. We call it as bisector containing point P. Okay, because P is there in this region, and in this region this is the bisector, so we call that bisector as the bisector containing point P. So how to find that bisector containing point P? That what we mentioned in the last class as 44, and now I am reminding that. Okay, so to find out that bisector containing point P, okay, actually bisectors are L3, L4, and we will find those two bisectors with this plus or minus signs. This is the formula. With plus sign you will get one bisector, with minus sign you will get another bisector. Okay, and among those two bisectors, the bisector which contains the point P, the bisector in the region where the point P located is, that's what we need to identify. So to identify that, as we discussed, what we need to do, you need to substitute first point P in first line as well as point P in the second line. Okay, you just substitute point P in the first line as well as in second line. You need to identify, observe the numbers, okay, the results. If the result is in both the cases positive, or if the result is in both the cases negative, then in these two situations plus sign, in these two situations if you use plus sign, that represents our required bisector containing point P. Whereas if first value is positive and second value negative, or first value negative, second value positive, opposite signs, in this case minus sign will represent the required bisector containing point P. Okay, once again have a look there. See, if we have any two lines L1 and L2, usually you may say them as A1x plus B1y plus C1 is equals to 0 and A2x plus B2y plus C2 is equals to 0. For those two lines there exist two bisectors, and we call those two bisectors as A1x plus B1y plus C1 by root of A1 square plus B1 square, and that is equals to plus or minus A2x plus B2y plus C2 by root of A2 square plus B2 square. We discussed everything in the last class. Yeah, and now there are two bisectors. Among those two bisectors, one way of classification is acute angle bisector and obtuse angle bisector. Okay, so identifying, there are two L3 and L4. Okay, we need to identify which is acute angle bisector and which is obtuse angle bisector. So we discussed a way in the last class, and in next point I will give you another way also how to identify acute angle bisector and obtuse angle bisector among the L3 and L4. That's one way of classification. In other way of classification, we need to identify, there are only two bisectors actually, okay. In one view, you need to separate them like acute and obtuse. In another view, you need to separate them like a bisector containing point P and bisector not containing point P. Now here what we are discussing is how to identify a bisector containing point P. So to identify that, you need to substitute that point P in first equation as well as in second equation. And then you just observe the results, that you will get a number as a result. You need to observe the number. See, if both are positive or if both are negative, then use plus sign to get the required bisector. And if they are of opposite signs, use minus sign to get the required bisector. That's it, okay? Yeah. So based on this, I will give you one problem now, okay? So this is just like 44. You may take it as 44A, and in 44B, I will give you a problem related to this, and then we will move for 45 like that, okay? I plan to give you 50 points in straight lines. At 50, I will close that straight lines, okay? Maybe in today's class or in the next class, we will close that straight lines with those 50 points, alright? Yeah, just have a look there. Once go with a screenshot. I will give you a problem now, just go with a screenshot. So, first of all, you just identify L1 and L2, okay? So, this is L1. L1 is the first line. You may take it as 6x plus 8y minus 3 is equals to 0. And take L2 as another line, which is x plus y minus 1 is equals to 0. And given point P is 1, 2. Using these two lines, we will find two equations, angular bisector equations. You just name them as L3 and L4. Now, our intention is to identify the bisector which is in the region of 1, 2. 1, 2 is there in one of the region. We need to identify a bisector which is passing through that region. So, for that we have a procedure. What we need to do? We need to substitute the point in the first line first. L1 of 1, 2. Right? So 6 into 1 plus 8 into 2 minus 3, and 8 2 is 16, 16 plus 6 is 22, minus 3 is 19, and for sure it is positive. Is it right? And then substitute the point 1, 2 in the second line. Yeah, if you take here 1 plus 2 minus 1, see it is 2, again positive. So L1 is positive, L2 is positive, both are of the same signs. Is it right? Yeah, since these two values are same, then required bisector, our required bisector is with which sign? With plus sign. Is it right? Yeah. So there are two bisectors, one with plus sign and another with minus sign in the formula. So see, among those two, our required bisector, the answer for this problem is the one with the plus sign. Now we need to calculate that bisector. Therefore, required bisector equation is first one. Okay, what is the formula? 6x plus 8y minus 3 divided by square root of 6 square plus 8 square is equals to plus of. Okay, if one is positive and the other is negative, then in that case we may take minus here. But here both are positive, right? And that's why we need to take what? Plus sign. So plus of what it is? The second one. X plus y minus 1 divided by root of 1 square plus 1 square. Okay, yeah, you need to identify here 6 and 8 are the coefficients of x and y. Here 1 and 1 are the coefficients of x and y. According to the formula we need to move, okay. And that root of 6 square plus 8 square is how much? Root of 6 square plus 8 square 64 and 36, which is 100, and root 100 is 10. So this denominator is 10. Whereas there the denominator is root of 1 square plus 1 square, which gives us 2, root 2. Okay. So further we need to simplify. So as per the simplification, the problem you need to proceed. Okay. Root 2 times of 6x plus 8y minus 3 is equals to, since plus you need to neglect it, so 10 of x plus y minus 1. So if you simplify this, if you send everything aside, you will get a general equation in the form of ax plus by plus c is equals to 0, and that is the required bisector equation. Okay, just have a look. So for this problem, See, equation of the bisector containing point 1 comma 2 is the bisector with plus sign, or they may ask you in the examination, find the equation of bisector not containing point 1 comma 2. See, if they ask you not containing point 1 comma 2, then you need to find the equation with minus sign. That is your answer, okay? According to the question you need to answer, right? Just have a look now. 45a. Here we have two lines like a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equals to 0. a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equals to 0. As we discussed, for these two lines there are two angular bisectors L3 and L4. Okay, one with plus sign, other with minus sign. Now the point is 0 comma 0. See, these two lines will make four regions and two angular bisectors. In any one of the region this point is located. We need to find out the bisector containing origin. Yeah, to find out the bisector containing origin, what we need to do? As we discussed, we need to substitute this point in the first line as well as this point in the second line. Okay? Yeah. Now L1 of 0 comma 0. L1 of 0 comma 0 will give us x0, y0 will result as C1, and L2 of 0 comma 0 it results out like C2. Right. That's what our discussion right now here. Okay. See, if you substitute 0 comma 0 in the lines, you remain with C1 and C2. So now you need to think about that C1 and C2. Okay. See, equation of bisector containing origin we need. Okay. Therefore, equation of bisector containing origin. Equation of bisector containing origin is plus sign bisector or minus sign bisector. Okay, whenever we need to use plus sign and whenever we need to use minus sign, that's what we need to discuss now. As I mentioned you in the previous case, plus sign is the required bisector if these two are of same signs. Is that right? If both are positive, plus sign is the required bisector. If both are negative, plus sign is the required bisector. If one is positive and the other is negative, then minus sign is the required bisector, as I mentioned you, right? And now, see, depending on that C1, C2, how to mention? Plus sign is the required bisector if either both are positive or both are negative. Since both are positive or both are negative, in the sense, here you need to mention that the product C1 into C2 is positive, because both positive or both negative will result a product as positive. And the minus sign is the required bisector if one is positive and the other is negative. Okay, in that case, one positive, other negative, in the sense the product is what? A negative. So if C1 into C2 is less than 0, is it right? So for example, if you have a problem, okay, find the equation of the bisector containing the origin. Then in that case, first you just look at that C1 and C2. Okay, if both are positive or both are negative, plus sign is the answer. If one is positive, one is negative, minus sign is the answer. Okay, or otherwise if the product is positive, plus sign is the answer. If product is negative, minus sign is the answer. Okay, just it is an extension for the previous discussion. That's it. Just have a look, and then this just you take it as 45a. Have a look at this, and I will give you a problem like 45b. Okay, just have a look. So we need to find the equation of bisector containing origin for the lines. What are the lines? X plus y is equals to 1 and x minus y plus 3 is equals to 0. Just have a look at this. The lines. See, this is L1 actually. X plus y minus 1 is equals to 0, and this is as given x plus y plus 3 is equals to 0. Take this line as L1 and this line as L2. And from the first line, C1 is minus 1, a negative number. And from this line, C2 is equals to 3, a positive number. This is less than 0, this is greater than 0. Then it directly suggests us that, see, one is negative and the other is positive. So, the bisector, required bisector is the bisector with the minus sign. Therefore, required bisector, that is the sense, equation of the bisector containing origin is with minus sign. Required bisector with a minus sign. That's what you need to identify. So then what will happen? See, x plus y minus 1 divided by root of x coefficient square plus y coefficient square. 1 square plus 1 square is equals to minus of the other equation, x minus y plus 3 divided by root of 1 square plus minus 1 square. That's the formula, right? And now if you look there, the denominators are root 2 and root 2. You just cancel them. Yeah. And now see, this left side is what? X plus y minus 1. Whereas the right side is x minus y plus 3. You just multiply with minus. Minus x minus of minus plus y and minus 3. So if you simplify them, y and y get cancelled. You get it as, I think so, 2x is equals to minus 2 and x is equals to minus 1. So this is a bisector for these two lines and containing origin. Okay, just have a look. The problem is very simple. As I see, the theory you need to memorize, the logics you need to memorize, how to find the bisector containing the point and the bisector not containing the point. That's it. Just have a look. Yeah, 46th point. Here we are going to mention what? Another way of deciding acute angle and obtuse angle bisector. Okay, to decide acute or obtuse angle bisectors. See, to discuss all these things, initially what we need two lines, right? Yeah. So initially I have two lines, L1, L2. Okay, I am not mentioning here. L1 is what? A1x plus B1y plus C1 is equals to 0. Yeah, if you need, just I mentioned there also. Okay, L1 is A1x plus B1y plus C1 is equals to 0, and L2 is A2x plus B2y plus C2 is equals to 0. Okay, yeah, with these two lines easily we can find two bisectors and we name them as L3, L4. Okay, two lines. Yeah. So to decide the acute or obtuse angle bisectors, I will give you a what we call a flowchart type. Okay, an algorithm to decide. For that, first of all, again you need to identify C1 and C2. You need to identify C1 and C2. Okay, or otherwise you just make them as positive. Okay, you just identify C1 and C2, make them as positive. Make them as positive. How to make that C1 C2 as positive? If it is positive, okay. If it is either C1 or C2, if it is negative, you just multiply the whole equation with a minus sign, then automatically you will get a constant, positive constant. Okay, make them as positive, right? That in the sense you need to consider the two equations and L1 and L2 with the positive constants. And now if C1 and C2 are positive, then we have this discussion, right? Yeah, first of all you need to identify that C1, C2 as positive. And if C1 and C2 are positive, then you need to think about the value that A1, A2 plus B1, B2. Okay, A1, A2 plus B1, B2. That value you need to identify. In one case this value is positive, in the other case this value is negative. Is it right? A1, A2 plus B1, B2 is maybe greater than 0 or maybe less than 0, right? So if it is greater than 0, then what will happen? If it is greater than 0, then we need to say that bisector containing origin is obtuse, whereas in this case bisector containing origin is acute. Okay, that's what you need to identify. And as I mentioned you C1, C2 as positive, just have a look there. See, if C1, C2 are positive, then bisector containing origin is with the plus sign, right? As we discussed you, because C1, C2 as positive, plus sign will gives us bisector containing origin. So here bisector containing origin is obtuse, right? And that's why for obtuse angle bisector you need to use plus sign, and for acute automatically you need to use minus sign in this case. Whereas in this case for acute you need to use plus sign, and for obtuse you need to use minus sign. That's the total picture at the end. Just you have a look. Okay, this is the way how to decide an acute or obtuse angle bisector. Okay, in the previous discussion I mentioned you there, how to decide the acute or obtuse. To decide there in that other point like 42 maybe or 43, you just take one line among these two, one line among these two, find an angle between them, and if the tan theta is less than 1, take it as acute, greater than 1, take it as obtuse. That's what we discussed. Now here nothing is there. First of all you need to observe. Two lines we have. Just look that C1 and C2. They may be positive or they may be negative. You just try to make them as positive. Okay, they are positive. If they are positive, now just look about the value of A1, A2 plus B1, B2. Product of the x coefficients plus product of the y coefficients. That value may be negative and may be positive, right? If it is positive, obtuse is plus sign, acute is minus sign. If the value is negative, acute is plus sign and obtuse is minus sign, and this discussion helps you to find acute or obtuse angle bisector. Okay, just have a look, right? Just have a look. I will give you a problem now, how to find the acute angle bisector using this particular theory, right? Just have a look. Find the equation of acute angle bisector for the given line. Okay, just as we discussed 46a, a theory we developed, right, to find the acute angle bisector. In that theory, first of all you need to look at the constants, whether they are positive or not. Okay, here see, look there, in the second equation constant is positive plus 13, whereas in the first equation constant is negative minus 1. So make it also positive. That's why I need to multiply the whole equation with the minus sign. Minus 3x minus 4y plus 1 is equals to 0, and then 12x minus 5y plus 13 is equals to 0. Now you just treat these two as the required equations, lines. Okay, why? Because the constants are positive. See, since the constants are positive as per the theory, now you need to find out A1, A2 plus B1, B2. Okay, now A1, A2 plus B1, B2, and that is equals to A1 is x coefficient of first line, A2 is x coefficient of second line, B1 is x coefficient of first line, B2 is x coefficient of second line. 12 3s is minus 36 plus 5 4s is 20, and for sure it is negative. Minus 36 plus 20 is negative. And since that minus 36 plus 20 which is negative, A1, A2 plus B1, B2 negative. Since A1, A2 plus B1, B2 negative, what I said, what I told you, if that is negative, then acute angle bisector is with plus sign and obtuse angle bisector is with minus sign, right? So you need to find the equation of acute angle bisector, and for that you need to use what? Plus sign, right? So how can you? Therefore required bisector is equals to, is with the plus sign. Yeah. So therefore equation of bisector. You need to think about it. Okay, if A1, A2 plus B1, B2 is less than 0, they ask us to find acute angle bisector, so use plus sign. If they ask you to find obtuse angle bisector, you use what? Minus sign. Okay, and if it is positive, then required bisector is with minus sign. As per the theory what I mentioned you in 46 here, that's what we need to follow. And now your equation of the bisector is what? Yeah, see, the bisector with the plus sign, right? So 3x plus 4y minus 1 divided by square root of 3 square plus 4 square is equals to plus of the second one. What it is? 12x minus 5y plus 13 divided by square root of 12 square plus 5 square. Coefficient of x square plus y square here and there. Okay, and you need to simplify it further. At the end you will get the answer. Okay, you just have a look and then try to solve it. So equation of bisectors for the coordinate axis. Okay, how to find the equation of bisectors for coordinate axis? Coordinate axis are the two standard lines actually, right? So this is x axis and this is y axis, and we are going to identify, this is the origin, you know it. Okay, we are going to identify the bisector equations for the coordinate axis. See, as per the formula also we need to proceed. We can proceed. But from the diagram it is very clear that this angle is how much? 90 degrees, right? And we are going to draw bisector for these two lines. Bisector of these two lines is nothing but the basic definition is the line which bisects the angle. So we need to identify a line which is bisecting this 90 degrees, that means which divides this 90 into 45 and 45. So there is a line, and since if it is the bisector, this angle is 45 degrees and this angle is also 45 degrees. And now this is the equation, this is one bisector line for the coordinate axis. Now you just think about that bisector. What do you say? This is a bisector passing through origin and making an angle of 45 degrees with x-axis. Since this line is making an angle of 45 degrees, tan 45 is 1, so its slope is 1. So the equation of this bisector is equals to y is equals to mx, and that is y is equals to x. Okay, and there is another bisector. Okay, you can draw this bisector like this, and we know that this total angle from this second bisector to the x-axis, this total angle is 135 degrees. This is 45, you need to add plus 90, 135 degrees. So since the slope of this line is tan 135, then this equation is what actually? Y is equals to mx is the standard one, y is equals to tan 135 degrees into x is the form, and that is equals to y is equals to minus x is the equation. So at the end, for the coordinate axis, the equations of bisectors are, one is y is equals to x and the other is y is equals to minus x. Okay, so with this theory we have a chance to extend it, right? See, this is the x-axis is the horizontal line, y-axis is the vertical line, and we found the bisector equations for that horizontal and vertical lines. And now for example, if I have two lines which are horizontal and vertical, see, not other than this coordinate axis, right? See, this is x-axis and take it as y-axis. We know that this is origin. Now I am going to consider another horizontal line. Maybe it may passes through 1, 2, passing through 2, I will say, right? And I will consider another vertical line, maybe passing through 3. Yeah. And now this vertical line equation is what? X is equals to 3, you know it. What is the equation of this horizontal line? Y is equals to 2. Y is equals to 2 and x is equals to 3. Or you may say the equation of this vertical line is x minus 3 is equals to 0 and this vertical line is y minus 2 is equals to 0. Now, how to identify the bisector equations for these two lines? Okay, these two lines are intersecting here. So this is one bisector and this is other bisector, and those bisector equations are just nothing but of this format. Okay, yeah. Now those bisector equations, here the first equation is y is equal to x, right? Then for these two lines, if you think, one bisector equation is y minus 2 is equals to plus 1 into x minus 3, and the other bisector equation is y minus 2 is equals to minus 1 into x minus 3. Here just we write it like y is equals to x and y is equals to minus x. Here also you need to consider the y value is equals to plus 1 into the x as well as y is equals to minus 1 into the x. Just have a look at this equation of bisectors for the coordinate axis and equation of bisectors for the horizontal and the vertical lines. Okay, just have a look. See here, one more point I need to code actually. See, for x-axis and y-axis, this y is equals to x and y is equal to minus x are the bisectors. And in the same case, for this y is equals to x and for this y is equal to minus x, coordinate axes are also acts as bisectors. I am repeating you, for x-axis and y-axis, y is equals to x and y is equals to minus x are the bisectors. And for these two lines, y is equal to x and y is equal to minus x, x and y axis are acting like bisectors. Okay, for these two those are bisectors and for those two these are bisectors. Here also the same thing. Okay, for the lines x is equals to 3 and y is equals to 2, these two lines acts like bisectors, and for these two lines x is equals to 3 and y is equals to are again bisectors. You just have to think about it. Okay, since here these are the bisectors and these are lines, every angle is 45 here. 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45. So with that idea of the angles, the given two lines are acting like bisectors for these two lines, and these two lines are again act like bisectors for the given lines. Okay, just have a look. You need to analyze everything. Okay, this is just 47. Next point 48. Okay, just look at the board. H comma k is a fixed point and h and k are mentioned as positive. Now a straight line is passing through that point h comma k and it cuts the, what is that? That straight line cuts the positive direction of coordinate axis at two other points p and q. Now we need to find the minimum area of the triangle OPQ. Okay, you just try it and in the next class I will discuss the solution. Okay.